Good morning, good morning, good morning, you guys. Coming down here checking on these goats. I just untangled them, moved them a little bit too. But here they are. They're gonna clear out this whole thing. Make it to where it's a little accessible. They've already started over there, so that's pretty good. And they've got all on the other side, so I'm gonna move them around a little bit here and there throughout this week, and I have a feeling that this side will get cleaned up really, really good. As soon as this is all done, I'll put them up on the that top tier and let them go to town. They'll have some good times with that, and then whenever Mel wants to get into that garden, we'll get in there. But it's just, that garden's a freaking mess, dude. That's a jungle. There is so much so much greenery going on in there. There's some cages in there. There's all sorts of stuff, man, and I don't even, I'm sort of scared to get in here. And of course, everything that's two-stroke that we own has sort of like decided to quit on us and say, no, I don't want to start. Been a pain in our butt, but thankfully I did get my big chainsaw back up and running. So that's that. Had to get a new purge valve for it because that thing cracked on me, and I was like, man, my most reliable two-stroke freaking motor, just I have to do stuff on it now. I'm like, dang it. So it's been one of those times, but I'm really, really happy that the goats are doing their job. I mean, look at that. They've took out a lot. I had them right here, and you could see where they missed a little, and that's mainly because of just the way I tied them off and everything. I tried tying them to where they wouldn't get tangled up, but that area over there, they're gonna get tangled up in some stuff quite good. But oh, I'm pooped, you guys. My body is aching from every little spot. Climbed up on the ridge yesterday, and I got that ridge cap. It's up there, and man, trying to drill a pilot hole into the clips and put a rivet in when the foam is like this thick, right? But the gap I need is like that thick, so I have to push down on each one. There's a few that I went to go drill, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm in it. I felt it slide into the hole on the inside and go to rivet it. Nope, it didn't grab it. So I have to sit there and drill out that rivet, try again, see if I can get it, because oh my goodness, dude, my body was killing me. I'm just saying, trying to stand there on a slope like this, and you don't want to sit on the top because you don't want to really dent it. And this is one of those things where it's like, if you dent it too bad, like, you're gonna see it, you know. And every single rivet I'm putting in there, of course, it's, you know, it's pretty much like oil canning it, like, instantly, which is the downside on a flat metal versus a riveted metal type thing. You get less oil can, I guess, and it's just probably due to the structure of it. However, I've put in, I don't know, different types of ridge caps now, and some, or a lot of the ones that I've done before are all zapped in with the screw, you know, and those still oil can here and there. So, and those have a lot of little ridges and wrinkles to it to thicken it up, which yeah, we found out real quick that you're supposed to carry those things in a specific way because they are flimsy. Really, really flimsy. So we're like, all right, well, that's going to be one of our shorter pieces. That one bent in half. Let me try to grab it this way, and it was a little rough in trying to get that thing up there on the roof and everything else, and then just standing there trying to do the job, and I'm literally like on a treadmill the whole time while I was trying to stay in one spot to to do it, and it's on a slope. I don't know. It was rough, and I was tied off on everything, and I'm really thankful that I bought more tie-offs and moved them around to where the anchor point is outside of the ridge cap a little bit, to where the D-ring is just protruding out, and it's got a little bit of a band showing, just because if it bends up or down one way or another, you know, I want to give it some movement. But yeah, my legs are spent, you guys. You don't realize how many muscle groups there are on your inner thighs until you try to straddle a ridge and not do the splits. It's like, oh, sitting there. All I could think of is the the fitness lady or whatever, and doing the whole thigh blaster thing that, you know, everybody knows what I'm talking. I'm pretty sure, at least of our age range, the little bendy thingy had two little bendy arms and whatever. Anyway, that's all I could think of. I was like, man, if I had one of those and I did that for a bit, my thighs would be on point and I wouldn't be feeling this. But right now I'm like, oh, I can barely walk right now. I can any little sudden movement to where I have to activate that muscle group, oh, dude, that hurts. It hurts. I now understand why every which way, you know, it's just, this was going to be a rough one. And yeah, I didn't really foresee that being that bad. I thought it was going to be a little bit simpler, a little bit easier, you know, but no, that was a pain in my butt. I'm glad that I got it up there. From what I can tell, it looks straight. From what I can see, it looks straight. And I mean, I'm going off of the pop lines I did before, so it should be good, you know. From what I can tell on it, from what I can see down here, from what I can look around and whatnot with the drone footage. It was hot up there yesterday. I burnt my legs by sitting on the ridge cap and putting my knees on the roof paneling, and I sat on the ridge for just a little bit, you know, and I knew I was in a solider place because I've got the Z channel there as well and everything else, but I tried to still do that thigh blasting move. Squeeze, hold it in. But yeah, that burnt the living heck out of my knees. And yeah, as soon as I got, you know, ready for bed, looked at my knees, I was like, holy crap. Yeah, I definitely got like 1st degree burns right there, man. I mean, thankfully it's not 2nd degree, but yeah, it definitely got me. It was still there. I was like, man. So thankfully this morning it wasn't there. So I know it's not too bad, but that metal's hot. Hot. But you guys could probably see a little bit. I'm gonna try to shade out the sun for you guys. You guys can probably see that ridge cap. It's got a lot of little bends to it. That sun is just, you know, in that perfect spot, of course. I don't know if you can see that part right there on the ridge, and right about there, it's got a little whoop. That's the oil canning. So any stress point, any point where it makes a wave to it, you can see I got quite a bit on this side, but I don't know if the camera's even picking it up or not. Little dimples or anything else like that. So that's this kind right there, where it's got a lot of little ridges on it. It's a little bit stronger, a little bit more rigid because it's got some sort of bend to it. Those with those keen eyes might be able to see what's going on right now. I don't know with the camera angle. I'm trying not to show you guys. You guys need to go back and see the video, you know. Mel's getting it together, and she's getting everything all situated. She's gonna have an edit day. I'm sort of just at this point, I'm like, I want to get this thing done. Wish me luck, because yeah, being on that roof is not any fun. There is quite a bit that you know, quite a bit of work that goes into it. A lot more, I think, than what I anticipated. You know, having a rope tie-off point and everything else, they're great, especially for this point of the job and everything, because I'm working on the ridge and I'm really slipping and sliding. I have not slid around that like this much. Normally I get all the way up to the ridge and I'm standing on it. Well, when you're putting something down on it and you can't stand on it, now you're having to stand on the angle. At that angle, whew, that's rough. But it's definitely gotten a lot darker in our house, that's for sure. I don't know if you guys can tell, but there's some stuff up there. It's all the way. Thankfully I'm covered, so if it starts raining, it is covered. I don't have to worry. I shouldn't have to swab the deck, as they say, right? Because I am done with that. I don't think you guys understand, all right? I really don't. When Mel decided that we were going to be trying to live in the basement and all that stuff, I like almost had a mental of like, how are we gonna do this? Like, because I'm gonna be having to put all this other stuff, put all these nails into the floor. I'm gonna have to, you know, cut out holes. I'm gonna have to try to run this electrical, run that electrical, do this, do that, do this, do that, you know. And yeah, I ended up putting some rubberized paint down and caulked all the seams and tried to Lexel any and all points where I was going to be nailing, and it was rough, you guys, trying to get it to where it was like, all right, no water can get into here. And then yeah, that winter when it snowed and we had like, you know, this much snow up on top, and then it ended up being like about this much ice throughout the whole top side, and I'm like, dude, that's some weight, you know. And not only that, that's a lot of water to have to melt and go through and everything else like that. And I was the one out here shoveling, you know, getting all the ice, all the snow. Anytime it rained massively, I was up here trying to make sure that there was no pools anywhere. You know, it wasn't trying to make a pool somewhere one way or another, because it was pretty dang level throughout the whole thing until, you know, all that weather and everything else like that. And there's little bits here and there, right? But not nearly as bad as what it could have been if I did not seal everything. You know what I mean? That's all stained from Mel standing over here, but you know, this floor is solid, that's for sure. I mean, we did do our 4th of July on it that one year, and that's gonna be something until the kids are like, right where we're standing, we had 4th of July once, and we blasted off fireworks. They're all gonna look at us and be like, you set off fireworks in your house? And we're like, no. It was before we built the house. But we had the basement. We had the floor. Oh man, that was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm looking forward to today. I'm wanting to check this one off the old block and say, yes, that is it. Because the next thing that I want to do, so I want to come around this corner right here, and I want to start putting the siding going all the way down. So that's going to be a fun time. I think it's going to work out really, really well. I'm curious to see how that goes. I might end up actually running the logs all the way up. Ooh. Because of the way I'm doing this. I can add those bottom boards later after I seal that in. I'm just gonna have 2 bits of we'll see when that gets done. That would be really, really awesome if I could do that. Now that I'm thinking in my mind and I'm thinking with you guys, that side's gonna get sided, and then the mudroom is gonna get sided, and then once those are all sided to a point where they are up to the soffit areas, and before I can even do that last little cut and everything else like that, I'm gonna do the soffits real quick, so that way I can try to get the siding semi close to it. I still have to have that air gap up at the top, so that way, you know, the whole airflow behind rain screen behind the siding and everything can all flow together and all that. But I want to get the soffits in first, because those aren't going to be really vented, but the sidewall will be. And then there's another last little piece that I'm going to call it soffit trim, but I'm going to try to get it all as close up to the soffit as I can. You'll see when we get to that point, but at that point we will be trying to reach out and rent a piece of equipment, because that's up there and I really don't want to use a ladder to get up and around on all that stuff. We'll use ladders for the most part, but once you get it past this tape point, it becomes, oh my goodness, we're up there. So we got a lot of work ahead of us, but if I do this bottom piece the way I was just talking about, and I just do the bottom, I can do this side too, and then I can work on that bottom later. Yeah, I think I just found out something on that. Mel's gonna be happy. She's gonna be like, oh, we can just add those bottoms later on. Score. So we'll do that. We'll get this whole thing sided up and everything else like that around. This wall's gonna be so easy. So easy. We might even just do this wall, and then as soon as we get that wall done, come over to this side and do this wall, because that's in theory the exact same thing. It's all one window in there. Yep. And then the other side will be all the other cut pieces anyway. I have so many little pieces that I've got to cut out, and it's those I might end up using a finished nail to hold them in place, because I don't want to split the wood, if that makes any sense. Some of these pieces are going to be, oh, that's a skinny piece of wood, man. Like right here on this corner, I'm going to do the same that I did on that corner. The inner corner right here, I might try to line them up and do it that way. And then this one right here, I'm just gonna trim it, and then this will be the same. I might end up swapping this one out for the other trim. I don't know, but I've got to figure out my destination on this guy from that guy for my fascias and all that. So there's a lot to do on this front side, but there's all these little gaps right here, which is another reason why I didn't really want to put trim here and then trim here. It'd be nothing but trim right here, and it wouldn't be any log. But that piece, that's going to be a skinny piece. This is going to be a skinny piece. This is going to be a skinny. There are going to be some skinny pieces. So I'm hoping that everything pans out, and I'm hoping that everything will stick good right there. But yeah, that's going to be interesting. I'm not going to lie. But then we're going to have to do basically all the same all the way around. Siding I want to try to get done. I'm really shooting for it as much as I possibly can this month. If y'all don't know, it's coming to that season. It's a hunting season, and I want to fill the freezer. I got some tags that I need to fill and use. Kids have tags. Mel has tags. Like, dude, they're out here. And not only that, but have you seen the meat prices? Holy crap, man. Like, I don't even really want to talk about it too much because it's sickening. The camera overheated. Story of my life. Well, I got to get going, you guys. So until the next one, we really love you guys. But until then, we'll catch you there. Later.